Hello, my beautiful friend, and welcome to the monthly energy reading for July 2024. My name is Rachel, and I am an emotional and spiritual wellness practitioner. I recently started doing monthly energy readings on this channel to tune into what might be coming up for us this month, the kind of energies that are coming through for the collective, for the individuals who watch this video, and how we can best work with these energies. So we're going to start with getting some energetic themes for the month. Tuning in here. Okay, and to start we have the Master Buddha card, Increased Awareness, Deep Connection, Trust Your Inner Voice. You take a look there. This is from the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck by Kyle Gray. And tuning in here, I'm really drawn to this, the mandala behind the Buddha's head here, and like the light emanating from the Buddha. It feels like this expansion of our divine energy that like we have within us, but because of this new awakening that humanity is going through, it feels like this this massive emanation. The word explosion kind of came, but that's that's kind of a big word there. But it is this kind of explosive energy though, of like our divinity shining through us in a way that like is new to us and new to our physical bodies even. And so it's like I'm picking up on this, like this need to ground also because of this energy that's coming through. But there is this like awakening here, and like I'm also picking up on this like heart-centered energy. It's very much energy of our divine nature and this like heart opening that is just literally emanating from our physical bodies, that is coming from our souls and emanating through our physical bodies, and like this need to ground into our physical bodies so that we can emanate this energy outward. So let's get a supporting energy card and see what else is there for us in this increased awareness Master Buddha theme energy that we have. Okay, we have the Two of Cups. Yeah, immediately what comes to mind is this union of physical and non-physical. Let me show you the imagery here. You know, the two energy is of relationships, and picking up here, like the cup energy is emotions, it's water, there is love in there as well. And so it feels like this union, this divine union of our physical nature and our infinite nature. I tend to burp as I'm channeling energy, and so I just had to edit out a bunch of burps. Usually when there's cuts, it's because there's I've been burping or when my cat is disturbing me. So I want to tune back in because we have this Master Buddha energy and this Two of Cups energy. Yeah, it feels very much like this sacred union between ourselves and our souls and like the divine. Interesting. So let's pull another theme card here. Energetic theme for the month of July. I'm also, now that I'm looking at this, I'm also just feeling this, like, I think I had mentioned like this heart energy opening that was coming through, but it's just like this opening to love, because the Two of Cups is associated with the lovers as well, and that can be romantic love, but it's all forms of love really. And it feels like this new opening to love. You know, it's like we're at a point where we need to choose love consciously because of all of the fear and hate that exists in the world. Those of us who are consciously aware, like we need to choose love, and that can look like a variety of things, right? It shows up in loving yourself, in loving others, in loving our environment, the things we do. It's like taking care of ourselves and taking care of others, right? Coming from a place of love in all of our actions. That can be challenging when our egos get in the way, but it's definitely possible, you know, maybe not possible, you know, there's perfection is not something we're striving for, but like improvement and growth. And when we have the capacity to do so, opening up to love and choosing love to come to guide us in our actions. So let's get another energetic theme here. This is the Earth Power Oracle from Stacy DeMarco. Delphi. Is it Delphi or Delphi? I'm not sure. I might look at the book to see how to pronounce it. But this is I believe this card is associated with the oracle from ancient Greece. And so the message on the card says, I receive divine messages constantly and clearly. I look for the truth in any situation. I know myself. Power comes from the inside out. Wow, I really am feeling the power in this card and like the connection it has with this increased awareness and Two of Cups energy that came through, the Master Buddha energy, and like this, like, you know, I was saying that I'm really picking up on this like light emanating from the image of the Buddha. And this here says like power comes from the inside out. This really is speaking to like our connection with our inner world and our ability to channel the divine. And that channeling the divine looks like so many different things for everyone. It can be your creativity, like your art. It can be in your play. It can be in your relationships with others, how you show up with people. Like, it's not just like, you know, if you're familiar with people who like vocally channel, it's not just that. It's like we're channeling the divine through our expression of life, like through our living, like the way that we live our life, because we are divine. There is no separation there. The separation comes, it's an illusion. It comes from the ego, which is part of our human experience. Like, we chose to have this experience, to have an ego and to be in a physical body and experience the illusion of separateness so that we can return to our connection. Yeah, I receive divine messages constantly and clearly. Like, we are walking embodiments of the divine. Interesting. Let's pull a supporting energy card here. Delphi or Delphi? I'm gonna have to look that up, how it's pronounced. The Knight of Cups. Cup energy. Yes. Emotions, love, fluidity, the water. You know, in this image here we have there is a stream coming through in the ground here, the water energy coming through there. And the night energy is very much often associated with forward movement, action, and like he even has some fish on his garb, his cloak, his outfit. There are fish on there, and it's really speaking to this fluidity of like going forward. The term going forth came through, and just like, oh, that's funny. Yeah, going forth with love. Really, really being open to taking actions that align with love, exactly what I was saying in these other cards that came through. And also like tuning in with this, it feels like these actions that we're taking with this night energy, this Knight of Cups, it feels like they are intentional actions so that we can manifest what we want, what we actually want from our heart center, our heart space, and so that we can manifest more love and peace on earth as well. You know, it starts with us. We have to be the example. We have to be the energy that holds in the frequencies that we want to bring to the earth: peace, love, consciousness, expansion. You know, like we it starts with us, right? Not everyone is conscious and aware of our true nature. And those of us who are, I feel that like I don't like the word responsibility personally. Um, you know, but like, you know, like we're all on our own paths and our own journey. So it's not that it's our responsibility to do this work, but for those of us who are conscious and aware, it often feels more aligned for us to take actions that are aligned with our truth, um, the truth of who we are, which is love. I wish that we had some better um, words other than love. It's just that, like, that really is what we are, you know? So let's take a look at how we're going to work with these energies. How can we work with these energetic things that came up? This awareness of the truth of who we are, of our divine nature, and that we are basically walking divinity embodied, and that we are in this sacred union with the divine, and we're taking action. How are we working with these energies? The Three of Coins. Immediately what came through when I saw this card was collaboration, and it feels like community with others. I know that a lot of people have a hard time finding community, especially if you are a little bit woo-woo or weird, or just slightly, you know, you have different ideas from the people around you, maybe a little bit of an outcast even. I relate with that a lot. I am so grateful that I have been able to find people that I connect with. And yeah, I know it can be hard to find people, but this is why, a part of why I love social media so much, is because there are so many communities that are being formed through people who are speaking their truth and embodying the principles that we also value. And so I feel like this energy of like collaboration, getting together with people, like there's also just this is the earth energy, and it is this like grounded action that comes along with this earth energy. And it feels like finding ways to connect with people. Maybe there are like some meetup groups that you can find where people, like a meditation group. I mean, yoga is so widespread, so there are definitely opportunities there to connect with people who are of like mindset. And maybe even it's not people in the spiritual community, maybe it's people who have the same hobbies as you. I'm just feeling this importance of connecting with other people in whatever way you can. So yeah, like finding people that have the same hobbies as you in your local area. That's a good way to connect with people. Book groups. There are ways to connect with people. You know, I know that it's hard. Maybe I'm projecting. But I do know that like it is hard for people to find friends. Like, it's a thing for sure. Like, being an adult and trying to find friends that aren't just your coworkers, right? So I'm bringing this energy to you, this intention to you, to put this in your field, that like you will attract people for you to connect with, right? And I invite you to set that intention as well. And set the intention of like, how can I connect with people in a fulfilling way that helps me feel connected to other people? Because connections with other people also bring in all of this energy of our divinity. And it kind of obliterates the illusion of separateness, right, that our ego has produced for us. Connecting with others is very important, and like I I'm an introvert. I'm low-key a hermit. I'm a 2-4 in human design. So like I need my hermit time, and I do have like avoidance stuff with connecting with others because of the vulnerability. I'm in therapy, it's fine. Um but I know that that's a common thing for people, and so this card is really speaking to like how can we work with this energy, the themes, the energetic things. See, whoa, words are going crazy. How can we work with the energetic themes that came up this month? It's connecting with other people. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's pull a card and see what our creative potentials are this month. This 3 of Coins energy also does have that like creative expansion energy in there. Like the manifestation energy, which is interesting because I was feeling like this manifestation energy in the Knight of Cups as well. So let's see what our creative potentials are this month. The Page of Wands. Wow, I'm like digging this energy that's coming through. I mean, the wand energy is like creativity, it's action. I always feel this magic in the wands energy. And the page is, it's like the messenger of the tarot. It speaks to also like the inner child, children, new beginnings, new ventures, definitely like creativity and manifestation for sure. So I love this card for our creative potentials. It's like we have this new opening that like energetically is coming through earth, like through all of humanity. There's this new energetic opening for us to really create what is not yet physical into the physical form. And this can be so many things for all of us because again, we are all on different journeys. We're on different missions here. We have different things that we are seeking to embody and bring into form. But I'm really feeling this energy of like knowing your magic and like taking advantage of it in a positive way. And like in this image of the page, he's looking up. He could be looking at his wand, could be looking up to the heavens, the sky, and like this connection with like the universe, like all that exists, you know, like the expansiveness there. I'm picking up on this expansive energy. It's like, what can you do to connect to this expansive energy? As simple as a question that is. It's like what can you do to connect with your expansive nature so that you can manifest like this love that we're talking about, these relationships that are coming into form, like the community that's coming into form. This again really speaks to like the new earth energy. I think that was a theme last month that had come through, was like this new earth energy, that like we are physically embodying ourselves, energetically embodying ourselves so that we can bring this new earth into form. Yeah, I'm picking up on that here too. And we have the Magician on the bottom of the deck. So we got that magic. All right, let's move into our emotional needs. What are our emotional needs for this month? The Five of Swords. Okay. This card is interesting because there are some interesting depictions in this card. Like this person in the front is like gathering the swords. There's a person in the background who seems distressed, and then there's an individual walking towards this person. And like 5 energy is change energy. And this is our emotional needs card, and this sword energy, I'm feeling like what have you like left behind within yourself is what I'm picking up on. Like what are you ignoring avoiding even within yourself. And like that can be desires, um, and really like your needs, your emotional needs, your needs for safety, the feeling of safety, like within your relationships. This is again our emotional needs card, and it feels like this, like something has been left behind that like you kind of need to pay attention to now and like bring back to yourself. It's like you have like kind of maybe not pushed, but put aside your needs, your emotional needs, your desires, your sense of safety in your relationships. Like maybe you've kind of put that to the side so that, you know, for whatever reason, right? A lot of us are people pleasers. That's a thing. That's okay. No shame, you know? And like this message that's coming through this card for me right now is like, we need to take care of ourselves. We need to kind of like, we need to stand up for ourselves and do what we need to do to hold our boundaries in place so that we, and like also setting up expectations with others of like what our emotional needs are, what our desires are, and maybe that is the relationship with yourself, you know, understanding within yourself what your emotional needs are and your desires are, and like letting that be known to the people who need to know it, and like doing something about it, right? So what is that for you? Like where have you put your needs to the side, kind of forgotten about? Even maybe it's just kind of like you got caught up in like, you know, the motion of things, um and you just kind of forgot about yourself in a way. Like how can we bring more awareness and consciousness to our emotional needs and our actual ones, right? And then what can we do in order to solidify those and bring those into reality, enforce the boundaries that we need to hold up with others? Interesting. Okay, so now we are going into physical support. What do our physical bodies need this month? And we have cards popping out. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. Interesting. Okay, so we have earth energy, fire energy. The ace energy is this new beginning. It feels like, and this Knight of Wands energy with it, it's like I'm feeling this forward momentum, you know, obviously with this Knight energy, but there's this like groundedness in it. It's like, it's kind of like, y'all, we gotta like take action to take care of ourselves. I feel like maybe this message is like specifically for me. Again, it's like with this emotional needs card that came through, it's like sometimes we forget to take care of ourselves, and sometimes we get caught up in like whatever is going on, and like I'm feeling this need to slow down so that we can come back to like our physical self and connect with our physical self, connecting with our divinity that came through in like the overall themes of the month, so that we can like do what we need to do in order, excuse me, in order to take care of ourselves. Like, yes, I'm picking up on this like need to slow down and like come back to like square one almost. It feels like this need to come back to like the foundations of taking care of ourselves, like drinking enough water, eating foods that feel good for our bodies, that feel good for our souls and spirits as well, like getting enough sleep, getting some physical exercise, whether that's gentle movement, connecting with your body in a way that feels like healthy and like good for you, so that we can like go forward and do the things that we want to do. This is our second Knight energy that has come through. So there is this like, we're going somewhere. Like we're going forward, and maybe it's a little bit fast, And maybe that is why I'm picking up on this slowing down energy, is because there is a lot of forward momentum into these new energies, like through these new energies, supported by these new energies that are coming through, so that we can embody what we actually want to embody, and like create the world and the life that we want to create. Like, we need to slow down enough to take care of ourselves so that we can move forward in a pace that like is aligned with the energies coming through, right? Because there is a lot of fast moving energy coming through. There has been for a while, you know, and that's why things are the way they are right now in the world, is because this energy is coming through fast. We're clearing a lot of shit out from you know, all of the past lives, all of our ancestral issues that, you know, that happened out of fear and suppression, oppression, like all of the oppressive energies that have been on earth, like they're being cleared out at this point, which is why this energy is coming through so quickly, because we are transitioning into this new earth space. And so like we need to take care of our physical bodies. I think I probably say that every time I pull a physical support card. I'm like, we got to take care of our bodies. We just need to connect with our physical bodies so that we can hear like what our physical bodies need. But it's like, yeah, it feels like this back to basics, slow down for a little bit so that we can pick up the pace as we need to, if that makes sense. Okay, now we're moving into our mindset, focus, perspective for the month of July. Mindset, focus, perspective. Where should we be focusing? What should our perspective be? How should our thoughts be? The King of Wands, wand energy. We have 3 of the court cards in the wand energy. There's just this powerful wand energy coming through this month. The fire energy, the creative energy, like the magic that comes through with the wand energy, like our ability to create. And so our mindset, focus, perspective is the King of Wands. There's a level of like fully physically embodied. And it's like, this card is so powerful. I'm really picking up on the power here. Like our mindset, like we've got to find a way to shift our mindset into understanding and recognizing our power. Like I'm hearing, feeling the message of like knowing the power of our words, of what we speak. A really good practice for this is to notice how you feel when you say something. I know that when I'm like working on trying to adjust my perspective and my mindset, I will notice that I'll say something that is like from an older version of me, or from a part of me that is more fear-based, lack-based, you know, scarcity-based. And I can feel it in my body, like there's a little like twinge or contraction energy that comes through that I feel that is like, this is not in alignment with me. And this feels like that. This feels like noticing the way that you're thinking, the perspective that you have of everything in your life. Maybe you start just with one area of your life, depending on where you're at with your personal growth journey. Figuring out what area of your life that you want to kind of focus on, to bring improvement to bring more alignment to, and start noticing like, what are you thinking about those things? Like, what kind of thoughts do you have? Like, are you negative? Do you have a negative kind of outlook on this area of your life? Do you have a positive outlook on it? What are your thoughts around it? And like, how can you change them to be aligned with the actual power that you have? Like, we can have and do and be anything that we want. I truly, deeply believe that. I think that our human nature tells us otherwise. I think society tells us otherwise. All of the conditioning we have experienced tells us the opposite. I believe that like this energy coming through, this new shift that we're in, this transition we're in humanity, in earth right now, like is showing us the opposite is true, right? That we are capable of so much more. And like we need to own this. This feels like owning our power and bringing that into our perspective of our lives. Like looking at our life as like, I am a powerful creator. What am I going to do to bring that power through me, in through my actions, in order to create the life that we want? You know, it's basically like, simply put, like it's just like, what are we doing in order to create the life that we want? You know, it's like there's been a lot of waking up that's been happening the past few years, coming to see that like this is not what I want, this is not what we want. What are we going to do in order to change that? So this feels like really, really bringing into perspective like your power. Okay, Lover's on the bottom of the deck. So let's look at our spiritual needs now. Okay, we have the 10 of Wands. This is like, I think this card came up twice last month. It's come up recently. The 10 of Wands energy, more wand energy, right? And this feels like I mean, in this imagery, like he is, you know, really pushing forward, carrying all these wands himself, by himself, like really pushing through. And so it's like, how can you let go of this, right? Like, what is the purpose of you doing this? How is this serving you? Like, this holding on to all this shit, trying to carry it yourself, how is that serving you, right? And how can you let go of that? Because it might not be serving you, right? This like pushing energy, it feels like this like forced masculine energy that we are all a part of and have within us, right? This unhealthy masculine energy of like really pushing through, pushing forward, forcing, this like energy of force. Like I'm picking up on that quite a bit, of like, how can we drop that, let that go, so that we can allow the universe to come in and help us? How can we let our soul guide us more? How can we let go of this need to control so that we can allow spirit to come through us and show us like a more fluid and aligned way to be? This feels like letting go of the force, of the need to control, of like, of pushing in a way that isn't healthy, frankly, for us. Because this pushing, it keeps us in this state of fear and like need to control, that like keeps us in this fear. It keeps us in this fear perspective. Like our need to control, it comes from obviously like the various forms of trauma that we've all experienced, all of the wounds we've experienced. And like, I mean, you know, being animals, like we innately have fear that guides us to keep us alive, right? But when you have experienced excessive amounts of trauma and it hasn't been processed properly through your body, you haven't healed those things, you haven't regulated your nervous system, learned how to work with your nervous system to keep it regulated, or to re-regulate it when it gets overly dysregulated, and to work with yourself emotionally so that you can come back to center and experience peace in your life. That keeps us separate from spirit. That keeps us separate from like our true divine nature. Like we need to figure out how we can regulate our physical bodies, our nervous systems, so that we can like let go of this need to control, this need for things to be a certain way, this like idea that we have to push forward and force our way through life so that we can create what we want. But like there's so much need for us to relax and allow and really invite the more feminine energy to come through so that we can receive feminine energy is so much about receiving, and like source, the universe, spirit, like it wants us to receive. It's there for us to receive. Like it is there waiting for us to open up, to let go of this shit so that we can receive. So what are you controlling? What are you forcing? What are you pushing forward with that like it's time to let go of, so that you can allow spirit to come through and support you? Okay, let's look at action steps here. What actions do we need to take this month? There's a lot of, we have 2 knights on the table. We have 4 wands, 3 court cards from the wands. There's a lot of action energy here. So like what is our actual grounded action step here? All right, third night. Third night of the reading. It is the Knight of Swords. I'm really feeling like you know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. You just have to do it. I'm feeling this like whatever it takes for you to do it. But it's not this like force energy. It's like if it means taking baby steps so that you can move forward, do that. If it means like really, really breaking it down into like, what do I need to do in this moment in order for me to get more aligned, to get healthy, I'm picking up on, to like get in this healthy energy that isn't based in our wounds and our trauma. Like, what do you need to do? What is the small step that you can take so that you can move forward? I mean, there is this, the Knight of Swords energy is such a strong forward momentum, this forward movement that like, I mean, look at this imagery, right? Like he's going. The horse is, they're going, and he's like, I got my sword, like we're fucking doing this. And so it's like we need to go, right? We need to go forward. We need to go forward with this energy that's coming through, like with this loving energy, with this energy of faith I'm picking up on, of like this faith that the universe will be there for us when we let go, when we surrender, when we drop all this shit that we're carrying. And so like, what can you do? Like this feels very, very much like getting clear on what you can actually do. So like your action step this month, if you feel called to, if this feels aligned for you, make a list of the things you can do so that are aligned with what you want, with the person you're becoming, with embodying the energy of love. Like make a list of things, and it can be going to get a massage to treat yourself. It can be hiring a coach. It can be going for a walk. Like, what do you need to do in order to align with the energies that you want to embody, right? Like this energy coming through, like all of this stuff that has come through today, it feels so much of like you are supported with what you want. You need to just go do it now. You need to go move forward, do this, take the first step. If it means taking a baby step, do that, right? Like stop holding yourself back. Stop fucking pushing forward, trying to force your way through life. Like let go so that you can receive the inspiration, the guidance, and the support from the universe that you need, so that you can take the steps to move forward and embody what you want to embody and create what you want to create. Like you know what to do. And maybe like not consciously in this moment, I really, really invite you to do some journaling around this. Like journaling around, what are you holding on to? What are you not letting go of? What are you forcing your way through? What are you pushing through? What are you forgetting to do to support yourself, to have your emotional needs met? Like, what do you need to do? I can't tell you. I can tell you that journaling and reflecting on these things will help you figure out what it is you need to do. I invite you to meditate as well, as always. And like these action steps, like coming back to making this list of things you can do, it can be also like making a list of things that help you feel regulated and centered and calm and peaceful. That's a really, really good list of things to have. So I invite you to do that if you need to, like do a little bit of research, some Googling around like what are some tools to regulate my nervous system, because like we're going forward. We need to support ourselves. We need to figure out how we can feel the safest in our bodies, how we can heal the shit, let go of the stuff that like is holding us back, because we are going forward. So awesome. I love this. Okay. Let's pull a card for a message from the universe. It is the Starseed Oracle deck from Rebecca Campbell. A message from the universe here. Water your garden. Nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. I love the imagery in this deck. I laugh because that is so much of what I have been saying. Like there was this energy coming through of really like taking care of our physical bodies, taking care of our physical health, so that we can support these fast moving energies coming through. It's like this new life force energy that is kind of like a kick in the butt almost, of like things are changing. And like this water, like take care of yourself. I'm just going to show you this imagery again because it's so beautiful. And like she is nourishing herself in those waters, in the moonlight, you know, under the stars. Like, I love this imagery. It feels so good. Like again, coming back to like making this list of things you can do to take care of yourself. Like what can you do to really take care of yourself, to feel nurtured in yourself? Like just even putting my hand on my heart space here, like it feels so nurturing for me. And we are in Cancer season as well, which I feel such a nurturing energy from the Cancer energy. It's so much about the home, and like family. So you know, it also says tenderness, rest, and body care. So taking care of our bodies. What do you need to do to rest, right? Like our physical support card was this energy of like slowing down so that we can speed up. What do you need to do to take care of yourself? Amazing. I love this reading. I hope you resonated with it. I would love to hear what resonated with you. Make sure you like and subscribe so that you can get more content like this. I post Reiki healings on this channel as well, if that's something you're interested in. If you're not following me on Instagram, also, my Instagram handle is Rachel Saffo Wellness. I'll put a link in the bio. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, I would love to hear what resonated with you, what you're taking away from this, what your action steps are, how you're going to take care of yourself, whatever came up for you. I would love to hear it in the comments. I hope you have a wonderful month of July, and I will see you next time.